G'day people. Now it's time to pull the gearbox out and the engine out of the FD, so I gotta send the crank away to the machine shop and get the oil pump drive machined onto it, and I've gotta relocate the, what do you call it, dipstick, or your oil level sticky thing. There's another hole further back in the side of the block, so I can relocate it back there, so it'll be at the lowest part of the sump. I might have to extend it as well. So I've got to do that, and I've got to do the oil drain, plumb that into from the back of the head to the sump as well. So yeah, engine's got to come out, pull all the stuff off it, and then going to start cleaning and sanding the engine bay for paint. So I'll take this down. Right, there it is, isn't it? There it is. These things are serious. Video 9. That. When I'm bolting the engine stand onto the engine, I always bolt this bit on first, and then I just lift this bit up on. Otherwise it's a bit awkward. That's fine. Trying to get it to line up. It's always trying to twist or something on you. So, this thing, so now I've got to get the dipstick out of here, and there's a hole here that seems to have like some sort of bung in it, so which will go into the sump conveniently. So I've got to put that on there, and I've got to get lines made up and fittings made up for these. Water lines. This here. Probably cut it off across there and weld on the speed flow fitting on that side. And then see if I can get a fitting just to screw in there, because that one's already tapped. Then just loop that. And so I've got to take out the Welsh plug and put in my oil drain kit thing, which is this thingy. Spool oil drain kit, and might have to when I take the sump off, I'll probably have to put a fitting on there for that to drain into. Alrighty, so I just wanted to show you guys the end of the crank. You can see this is the flat section here. Is the oil drive, and you can see right on the corner there. Where is it? There, where it's been driving the oil pump, and there's only like 4 millimeters of actual solid flat section trying to drive out. You can see it's already worn, and on the oil pump up here in the light so you can see. You can see in there where it's been driving in the corner and it's worn. So, which is up there where my finger's pointing. Yeah. So that's where we're going to go to this, which is the Taku Garage spline drive. So you put splines. This has to get machined onto the crank, which is what I'm pulling the crank out for. So basically, they got to machine this down and sweat this on. They heat it up, machine that down so it's, I don't know, 1 hour over or something, and slide it on, and then it cools down and grips on and doesn't move. But obviously the catch to this is none of the manufacturers make a spline drive for the Series 1 oil pump. You have to get a Nitto oil pump or a Neo oil pump, which is what I got. So I had to buy a brand new Neo oil pump so that I could put this in because it's bigger, lots bigger. So and then yeah, I also got oil restrictors to put in the head because there's going to be more oil pressure than what's probably needed up in the top. But yeah, just wanted to show you that. You could see that's the weak point of the RBs. It's a design fault, the little wear spot, and so it doesn't fully connect the whole width of the flat section on the crank. It only touches like just over 1/3 of it. Anyway, keep pulling this crank out. Alrighty, so I got the crank out and the bearings were showing a fair bit of wear and some light scoring, which is not unusual because it's done 180,000 Ks or something. This one's a bit nasty. This one was the worst, but crank looks pretty mint. So anyway, I'll get the engine guy to check it. I was looking at the RBs have the problem of getting the oil back down to the sump fast enough, and I was just having a look down the rear oil gallery here, like the return, and get away, Rod. You can see that the head is like covering half the hole down there. So when I pull the head off, I guess I'll have a look, see if I can like Dremel that out or something. But I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. I'm probably pulling the motor apart in the wrong order, but I just wanted to get the crank out, so that's why I'm doing this. The other side doesn't seem too bad. It's a bit dark down there. Hard to get the camera in there. But yeah, but that side there you can see really easily. But The head's covering half of the return hole, which is not great. The rest of these smaller holes, oil return holes, seem alright. But yeah, so the crank's out and doesn't look to be damaged, so send that bad boy off with the spline drive you get sweated on. Then I just swap out the rods for the El Cheape max speeding rods. They're like an I-beam design, same as Eagle rods. The bores all look alright as well, actually. So we'll just slap these pistons and rings back in and send it. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to get the crank back from the engine guy. We can get this back in, give it a good clean up. Still got to work on all the fittings, oil returns and coolant lines and stuff, but yeah, stay tuned. Alrighty, so it's time to take the cams out, or the head off. Don't have to take the cams out. I will take the cams out because I want to seat the valves, but I don't have a, what do you call it, 10mm drive socket thingy, Allen key thing. So I just got a 10mm Allen key, choppy with a grinder, and oops, single hex deep socket on there, and I can undo the head studs. Took out those two little M10 bolts at the back of the head on each side, so I took those out. I can undo the head sides and take the head off and have a look at the boards properly in the engine. See if I have to send the block away. Time lapse.